Discipleship was the theme of the Pathfinder Camporee that was recently held in Fort Buenaventura Park in Ogden, Utah. The theme for the weekend was Follow the Leader, and for 4 action-packed days, more than 450 young people and their counselors, directors, and leaders got to do all those things that Pathfinders have been doing in Camporees for more than 60 years. To outdoor activities and team-building games, these Pathfinders added community service and outreach activities, including providing water and noodles to the homeless on the streets of Ogden, grand-friending senior citizens at nursing homes, and packaging and delivering food to families experiencing hard times. Pathfinders seek out opportunities to live out their faith and have a good time. These beautiful young people inspire me. Links to more photos and video, as well as the whole story, can be found in the program notes. It's always a privilege for us to tell the stories of the good things happening in our schools, and we're very interested in some research that's being done which looks at the impact that the faith and religious practice of parents has on the kind of educational experiences they seek for their children. Amy Leukert, Associate Director for the Center for Research on K-12 Adventist Education, or CRAE, at La Sierra University, and a doctoral student at Claremont Graduate University, is seeking to understand this issue through her research. It was a privilege for me to meet and talk with her about what she's learning and how it might help us understand ways to attract and retain more students.
The focus of my research is exploring the relationship between parental religiosity and school choice. And what that means really is that I am interested in why parents choose to send their kids to the schools that they do. There have been some studies on religiosity, how often parents go to church, how often parents pray, but what I'm most interested in as far as religiosity is this component of culture. I think for those of us who have been raised in the church, we know that there's a culture in Adventism, we feel that there's a culture, but there's just needing to be a way of quantifying that culture, and that's what my study is. In addition to attending church on Saturday, in addition to the state of the dead and other doctrinal beliefs, there's also this component of Adventism that has to do with haystacks and engagement watches and pepper and swimming on Sabbath that has just long fascinated me. And so again, I'm looking to explore this relationship between religiosity with this component of culture and school choice.
Elder Jim Pedersen, longtime president of the Northern California Conference, has stepped down from that role and is retiring. He brings to a close a career of more than 40 years, all of which was spent right here in the Pacific Union, as a pastor in Southern California and a pastor and administrator in Northern California. Thank you so much for your service, Jim, and may God be with you in your retirement. We recently learned of the death at age 98 of Sister Ella Mae Hartline, who is thought to be the creator of the haystack, the quintessential potluck, picnic, and Pathfinder favorite for Adventists across North America. I'm quite sure they were eating haystacks at that camporee up in Ogden. On any given Sabbath, you're never very far from someone making haystacks at an Adventist gathering. And there are 3 things that are absolutely true about them. Number 1, everyone has strong opinions about how the elements of Fritos or corn chips, beans, and various toppings are combined. Maybe we love them so much because there are so many different ways they can be crafted, and we can all sit at the same table and enjoy them together. Number 2, it's an easy recipe to teach others to make, and haystack traditions are passed down from generation to generation. Their history is part of the history of our community of faith. And number 3, you can't just make haystacks, you have to eat them. They are designed to be tasted and enjoyed. You can see where this is going, can't you? One of the best things about being an Adventist is how different we all are, and yet how wonderful it is that we can come together in our shared hope and faith. There is unity in our diversity, and the fellowship of the family of God in celebrating the many ways we are blessed by His grace. And like a haystack, it isn't enough to know about Jesus and His love. You must experience it. Taste and see is what the Bible says. It's true about haystacks, and it's true about our lives in God's grace too. Well, that's our program for this week. Thanks so much for joining us. For all God's people, I'm Connie Jeffrey.